Hello, Soul Embodiment Tribe. This is Bridget Patton with Soul Massages. So I just wanted to, all right, I don't know if I started when I thought I did. So anyway, Bridget Patton with Soul Massages, and I am hopping on to do a video about self-awareness. So if you guys are posting questions or you want more information about any of the videos that I'm doing, please feel free to drop a comment, and I will go back and either do another video because I'm sure if you have the question, if you're curious or you need clarity on something, someone else needs it too. So please feel free to ask your questions and drop your messages in the video. Sorry, my computer is giving me notifications and I'm getting distracted. All right, so one of the things that somebody was talking about is people not listening. So if you have something that you're trying to communicate, you have a new level of awareness, understand that it's embodied inside of our cellular structure. And because everything is energy, we actually pass those transmissions on just by interacting with people. We don't necessarily need to be able to communicate with our words for people to really understand the shift that's happened inside of you. We do it with our energy. So, you know how you can put two phones next to each other and share information, data transferring. It's the same thing with people. We transfer data to each other. So if you're really trying to get a message out and you're feeling like nobody can hear you, the ones that aren't resonating with the language that you're using are getting it through just being and just being in the presence of one another and each other's heart fields. That's why physical contact is really important. And then the ones that do understand your language and do understand what you're communicating, those are your people. Like those are your starseed family, the people that came here with you to be able to support you along your journey. So these people most often will feel like a family that maybe you weren't born with. Sometimes it is people that you were born with. Just really depends on your unique experience that you're having. So don't worry about if people are listening or hearing the way that you expect them to or feel that they need to. It's going in somewhere. I always like to say that. Like the information is going in somewhere energetically. So this is where we can start using our discernment and decide and feel inside your body if this is an opportunity for you to let go of an expectation about how someone responds, so that you can have more freedom in being able to move about in the world and just be you without feeling like there's an agenda or feeling like there needs to be an outcome that is expected. Instead, it can be what it is. And instead, we can be led with our hearts and intuit our way through our interactions with others. That way, each person has the permission to have their own experience, their own authenticity, and be able to keep their individuality. Like we don't have to agree on the exact language to be used within a context. Pay attention to the energy, pay attention to what's going on inside of you when those communications are happening. Our nervous systems are upgrading. I know I keep talking about this, but what does that mean? The self-awareness tools that you gain and that I may end up sharing, or people in here may end up sharing, those are going to help you really understand at a cellular level what is happening inside of our bodies. So if you can imagine, it takes about 7 years for the entire body to regenerate itself. You can imagine, okay, what's going to happen in 7 years if I start a new habit today? Like, what will I look like in 7 years if I do something different today and I just add one thing to my routine to change it? Well, it's going to take a 7-year cycle to embody every little particle of whatever changes we're making energetically. So when we respond differently to our emotions and our experiences, it gives us an opportunity to change the way our nervous system is reacting to the environment. That is what is so powerful about being conscious and being aware. We can watch in real time how we're responding to our environment and check in and realistically ask ourselves if this situation is what we think it is, or is this an opportunity because something is coming up for you to have a different outcome. Oftentimes when we notice a problem in our life, the solution will be offered up to us, but it doesn't look the way that we thought it was going to look. And if it doesn't look the way that we thought it was going to look, sometimes we can resist surrendering to responding differently. And for good reason. A lot of the time we're responding from past hurts. Sometimes it's not even this lifetime. It can be ancestral. It can be passed through the bones. It can be passed through our DNA. This is the information that our ancestors have stored so loving and kindly into our nervous systems so that we can protect ourselves and so that we can continue forth. But what is really beautiful about what's happening right now across humanity is that we are getting so self-aware and so in tune to our environment and nature and the community around us. Especially, you hear the word empath very often now. That's feeling through what the changes that are happening. All the structures are shifting externally because they're shifting internally, and vice versa. Like it's all the same thing. Like it's happening out here, it's happening in here, it's happening above, it's happening below. All around us, our entire system is changing. And so when I talk about self-awareness, I'm talking about observing yourself almost from a third person standpoint. Like, what am I responding like? What patterns am I noticing in my life? What is it that I catch myself doing over and over again? A really great way to observe this is to watch how you're interacting with children. What words are coming out of your mouth when you're talking to children? How are you feeling when you're talking to them? Children really truly are here to guide us. They're here to show us the way. And I know that there's jokes and stuff that go around like, oh, let the kids rule the world while they still know everything. Well, they are closest to source. They're right, fresh, brand new souls on the planet, and they have a lot to communicate to us. And it's typically not what we imagine it's going to be. Children are so great at getting points across because they haven't really developed the certain part of the mind that puts them in you see them acting things out based off their surroundings, like trying to put themselves in places of power and that kind of thing. But a lot of the time it's the environment that they're in. It depends on who they're surrounded by when they're behaving this way. But kids aren't going to be playing Game of Thrones necessarily, like with the mental mind, the intellect. They are still fresh and impressionable by the world because they're natural channels. They're naturally speaking for consciousness. They're naturally communicating what we need to be hearing. And so I got on this tangent because one of the very first things they teach in a Montessori type setting is self-awareness. They learn about their emotions. They learn about being in a social setting and with their peers. And it's really about empowering the child. I really am led towards this way of teaching just because it's made such a huge difference with my own kids. I know that there's going to be many other styles of teaching and parenting on the horizon. There already is. But you're going to see a lot more direction and attention in this area because this is where it's at. Like, this is how we change the outcome of the future generations, is by focusing on the kids, and yes, us now too, but it's a two-way street. We're focusing on ourselves, and it's in turn going to impact what we're preparing our children for. Because let's face it, the kids that are being born today are not being born into a world that we were born in. And over the next decade or two, the changes that we're going to see in the world are going to require us to be flexible. We're going to need a tremendous amount of flexibility, and we're going to be able to stay on top of things through listening to our heart and being able to listen to what these emotions are communicating is changing inside of us. Not necessarily, oh, this is telling me this is good or this is bad. All the emotions are right. All the emotions are communicating something. It's either, you know, communicating a change that's happening at a chemical level inside of the body, or it's communicating something that's being created. And a lot of the time it can be at a homeostasis, at a neutral space where you're kind of at rest. So just realize that it's not about being able to discern between good and bad emotions and are you low vibe or high vibe. It's a continuous cycle of something being offered up to be transmuted. That's alchemy. Something to respond to so that there's a different outcome. Like, how am I feeling in this moment? How are these situations triggering me? And the trigger, the activation is to evolve us. It's to help us create a new outcome with our new conscious awareness. So that is all I have today. If you guys have any questions, I don't even know if this video recorded well, but hopefully it did. I love you guys. I look forward to answering any of your questions and just to be out here talking to everyone again. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next video.